should be drunk for this.
Do you want a drink?
Sure.
I think a lot of people would like to have raised beds. Don't know how easy it is. This literally took you like 10 minutes. Granted, we had all the scrap wood, all the scrap pieces. You have all the tools. But it could be easily done without it, right?
Yeah, you just need a saw, a driver, screws.
For those of you, all of you who don't know, Brendan's a contractor. He has a lot of materials.
I've got a scrap wood pile that just keeps getting bigger.
Yeah.
And I try to make use of all of it.
We try to hide it under the deck,
Yeah.
but...
We need to add more bonfires.
Yeah.
Just use it up.
Well, there's a ban right now.
That's
There's
true.
a fire
Yeah,
ban.
it's very hot in Alaska right now. Like, what kind of wood is that?
Yeah.
That is, so this guy had some water damage on his chimney, outside chimney. We thought it was just going to be like a little patch, and then we opened it up, and it was just like his whole chimney was compromised. So we told him like it was a much bigger job than originally anticipated, and he was like, okay, I'm going to hit pause on this and figure out what to do. But we already bought the material, so this just became extra now.
Okay. So what is it?
I think it's cedar. It's
Okay.
siding. It's
Cedar
siding.
It looks like it has like planks, so we just cut along those. And what's an easier way to cut this if you don't have?
It's a circular saw.
Maybe
You could use a table saw.
use a table saw. Somehow get it done. Go ask somebody to cut it for you.
If you don't have those nice little tracks on it already, like you have to measure from one end a mark and do it on the other mark, draw a line, cut the line, but
this is just like for our backyard. It doesn't have to look amazing.
Right.
This is pretty thin stuff, so maybe it won't even last. It's not like super permanent. We used 2 8-foot long length pieces. How wide would you say? Like 6 inches?
I think it was like 8 or 10.
Inches? Yeah. Okay. So we do 2 8-foot long pieces, and then you cut a third 8-foot long piece, cut that in half. So our beds would be 8 by 4. And then what are these like thick, like square looking long posts?
I think it's not a 4x4. Is it? I don't know. It was another scrap piece of wood. It might have been an offcut of something.
Yeah.
I forget where that was from, but yeah, that's just to connect all the sides together.
Yeah. We're not super concerned with just using cedar, but we're not using any pressure treated wood. There's all grown vegetables in there. And these you're essentially putting at the corners. So
Yeah.
You're just gonna screw in all the sides together. And you're cutting off maybe 8
Just the
inches.
height of the sides that you want.
that we cut, yeah. I think the hard part is just like getting everything out there and setting it up.
Yeah.
Just trying not to annoy the neighbors with the loud noises.
And just making sure the height is right. It's alright if it goes up a little bit or below a little bit. We're not trying to be exact here.
Yeah.
This was just a last minute, hey, can you make a flower bed?
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah, at this point I care so much more about function than like perfect aesthetics. The backyard is no way perfect. I like this technique of going in from the bottom. It doesn't look...
Well, it's easier than holding the block of wood up.
Yeah.
So I just get one in there and then I flip it over. I guess you could pre-drill it, but who's got time for that? You know?
Pre-drilling?
Yeah.
What would that...
It makes it so the ends don't split, but if you start like farther in, then it's less likely to split. And if you couldn't tell, we're big fans of Milwaukee, me and my company.
Brendan's got so many Milwaukee things.
Yeah.
A lot of Milwaukee boxes.
Milwaukee. They're called pack-outs. Yeah, not just boxes.
The first time he bought one, I was like, you've spent that much on a box.
And it's holding up.
Yeah, it actually is cooler than I thought it was. The way it all attaches together.
They just look cool. It's like looks like you're carrying around like nuclear launch codes.
Oh, is that what happened?
I missed the entire block there, yeah. That is the one right there. Whoops. Got a little hole in your, right there. Yeah. Drainage. That's what that is. I meant to do that.
You don't really need drainage on raised beds. You know, I think we got it wrong, but I guess we can always, like, I don't know, maybe move it eventually. Well, who knows how long we're even going to live here. Nothing has to be perfect. We just tried to measure it in relation to our other things that we're planting in. So I put cardboard on the bottom because I do not want to take up a bunch of grass. That's like the hardest part, sod. I tried to take off the stickers. I think those Amazon packages are fine. The tape is like kind of made out of compostable materials. I just wet it down. Yeah, and why you want to put cardboard is just so it stops all the weeds and grass from growing through. And also it's carbon, so it'll help like decompose that grassy stuff underneath as well. And then we have our compost bin, so it's unfinished compost. There's a lot of big chunks in there. And I just wanted to fill it up. Raised bed mix is expensive. And I wanted to do this on the cheap side. Even still, like, I felt like it was a bunch of money. This was maybe not the best idea because Chugach loves the smell of our compost. Like, there's something in there that he wants or he's just interested in. So he went through and dug up a few things at the bottom. There was, like, some radishes in there that he likes. That was maybe my mistake. I was feeding him radishes.
Dogs love things that smell horrible.
Yeah. The compost doesn't smell horrible. Maybe.
Kind of. I had a dog that would love to roll in dead fish.
Yeah. That's an Alaska dog for you. Added in a bit more compost. I think I should have added even more. Right now our raised bed isn't full up to the brim. But anyways, it's hard work shoveling up that compost. So some ways that
You
maybe
should dump it in. It's a wheelbarrow. You can.
I tried, but I think did you see before? It was like pulling the wood. I thought I was gonna break it. This thing that you spent 10 whole minutes on. So some things that I was thinking, if it starts to like what's it called? Push out too much, push out the sides, those long 8-foot sides. We could just take some rebar stakes and push them into the ground right outside of that board, keep them in place. Any other like cheap ways you could think of to reinforce it, or make it a little bit more
Probably the cheapest
long-lasting?
way, or put more, something that goes into the ground.
And attaches to that.
Yeah, it's probably the cheapest way.
Yeah.
Rebarb sticks, or just some sort of stick. Those green things we got.
The T-posts.
Mm-hmm.
How much do you think this whole thing costs?
I mean, this is kind of free since I'm just using scrap
Yeah.
stuff, but that sheet of wood probably cost $80. That saw was, that's not even my
No,
saw.
the
That
saw
was-
you don't have to count.
Yeah, the screws, I don't know, it's like $20 for a box of screws.
Yeah, but you only used.
I really can't put a price on it because,
It's free for us,
yeah,
except for the raised bed mix.
my client paid for all this wood that we used
Thank you.
a tiny little piece of
Mhm.
to like fix one part and then of his chimney, and then he decided not to fix everything else right away, so the rest of the wood was ours.
Yeah. And then the raised bed mix, you said it was like $100. I don't even know if I used all of it. I think I might have
forget.
used 4.
You give me your credit card, I don't even look at the prices. Just go get this.
Yeah.
I forget. Yeah, there's expensive soil and there's not expensive soil. I forget what if the potting soil is the expensive one or the.
I don't know. It's kind of expensive anyways. I think all soil, if you buy a lot of it, it just adds up.
Yeah.
Strange. You would think dirt doesn't cost much, but you can't just put any old dirt. Well, I don't know about in raised beds, but certainly in containers, a big mistake I made last year, putting like garden soil in it. And all my containers were like useless last year. Okay.
Good project. One of the easier ones.
Very easy one. Thank you for doing it. Thanks for being so on board. I just text him, hey, can we make a raised bed this weekend? Sure.
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 What do you want?
We did. So thank you for that. And thanks for, sitting down and talking through. Hopefully it's, it won't be such like a hurdle for other people. They can just get after it.
Yeah, it's not hard. Just screw some wood together.
Yeah,
Make
just
a
try.
box.
Just try.
It's one of the easiest things you can make out of wood. It's a box.
Okay. All right.
Alright.